Hey, all right. Hair's a little fucked, but whatever. Welcome to church. Sunday night, talking boxing. Same as every Sunday, 10 p.m. Listen, the truth is, there's no fights, so there's not a lot to talk about, but there is a few things that I found that we could talk about. I went for about 20 minutes in French, so figure it'll be a little less for English. As usual, questions, comments are appreciated. If I don't get to them right away, I'll get to them eventually. This will go live now, and then I'll put a replay on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube later on this week. Also, I got some interviews with some of my favorite fighters and asked them some of their favorite things. That's going down this week. I just about finished the editing on that. So yeah, with no further to do, with zero fucking viewers, I do my thing anyway. Alright, real easy. So first thing in the news, Andy Ruiz looks like he's going to be training with Team Canelo. Well, somebody's on there. I can't tell who, but... So Andy Ruiz is training with Canelo, hopefully going to be training with Team Canelo. Here's the thing, he's made a lot of money and he spent a lot of money doing a lot of dumbass shit. This is not a bad way for him to spend his money. That being said, I don't know if it was so much coaching that he needed, because Manny Robles did a pretty fucking good job, but I think it was more motivation. So if he's motivated being around Canelo and little fucking Ryan Garcia, then good on him. Now, all the heavyweights are talking about changing up their coaches right now, so that brings me to Wilder, who was talking about hiring George Foreman and even offering an offer to Mike Tyson to join his team. Foreman would be good. Now, at the same time, somebody asked Mike what would it take for him to fight Deontay Wilder. And he's been, getting in shape lately. He's feeling pretty good. And so he answered. He's not the type to usually answer, but he answered. And he said 6 weeks. He goes, 6 weeks and I can knock him out in 1 round. I was like, damn. That's some scary shit. Now, here's the thing. I don't want Tyson to come back. If Tyson does come back, I will root for Tyson, but I don't want Tyson to come back. I kind of like the idea of him being a coach, which brings me to my third comment. Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury heard about all this and called Mike Tyson to be his coach and said to join the Kronk team with him and Sugar. He would love to have him be a part of their team. Now, Mike being a coach is something I think needs to happen. I think he's got way too much knowledge to not share it. I would like for him to do what Mayweather's doing and, start off with the young bucks. Cuss started with you when you were 14 and look what the fucking damage you did. So find yourself a fucking 13-year-old from Brownsville that's got nothing to lose and conquer the world again. That being said, speaking of Tyson Fury, his papa's in the news, John Fury. If you don't know, the man is a certified badass. Gypsy fucking heavyweight champion of the world, I guess, at one point. Bare knuckle boxer. Just an all-around character and a fucking tremendously giant of a man. A little smaller than his son, but god damn it, he's a big boy, even for fucking almost pushing 60 here. So, turns out this guy called Mickey Theo, which, by the way, Mickey is, one of those guys that if you go back far enough, he's been around some serious fucking characters and, did a bit of time in jail, also did some street fighting. And he also did some weightlifting and stuff. He's 56. He's still kind of in shape. He calls out John Fury and he says, how about we do it for COVID? We raise some money. Now, the only way John's going to fight him, he says, sure, no problem. Considering the way things are right now, I don't think we'll be able to secure an arena or anything. But I don't need no tune-up. I don't need no training camp. Let's just do this by the farm. So they're going to do it gypsy style. And whatever money they raise, they're going to donate. Um, yeah, I don't know about the whole quarantine thing and whatnot, but if somebody does a live of that, it will take over the internet. Um, that brings me over to Devin Haney. A lot of people losing their minds over Devin Haney, joking on a podcast that no white boy will ever beat him. He was quoting Bernard Hopkins for the record, okay? And there's no shame in him saying that. There's a reason black athletes dominate every fucking sport, okay? I'm not a traitor to my race. The truth is, I'm not white enough for certain white people. So, uh, with my last name and whatnot, I understand racism, but I have no intention of trying to put myself in the shoes of a person that comes from a fucking background of slavery of over 500 years. Not my fucking business. He's a kid, and way worse has gone on in boxing than this stupid shit. So he had to apologize and everything, and it should be done with. But everyone's like fucking complaining, including the fucking Billy Joe Saunders fans who are like, oh, this is fucking not fair. You know, a joke's a joke. Well, if a joke's a joke, then Billy Joe shouldn't have got suspended. No. Billy Joe's done this a few fucking times. Billy Joe stuck his fingers up his ass and made immigrants, African immigrants, that didn't speak English smell his finger because he thought it was funny. He made a drug addict, homeless person do all kinds of stupidities for money and never paid them. The list goes on and on. He's a fucking delinquent. The guy's a fucking problem child whose parents were problem childs, whose children will be problem childs. There's nothing to be said about race when it comes to it. Billy Joe's just fucked up. Now, Devin, no big fucking deal. The truth. The truth. White people are the fucking minority in boxing. Okay? Between Latinos and fucking black people, yeah. And, you know, then there's all kinds of different kinds of white. I'm European from Spain, but that's not white enough for certain fucking white Frenchmen here. So I don't know what fucking white is. But what I can tell you is that for all the fucking bad shit black people go through, being dominant in a sport, you know, and then having to make them, you know, deny it. Yes, if the shoe was on another foot, if a white fighter said, no black fighter's ever gonna beat me, yes, it would be a problem. You know why? Because we weren't slaves for 400, 500 years. It's as simple as that. So just fucking, you know, put a hat on it. Who gives a fuck? Pay attention. It's no big fucking deal. And to be 100% honest, you know, boxers, yes, we have all kinds of different races, religions, and politics and whatnot, but the truth? In the ring, between boxing, we don't give a fuck. Okay, we're all equal. That's the beauty of boxing. That's the beauty of boxing. And on the echelon of things, I consider myself on the bottom end of the totem pole because I don't have a way of proving myself in the fucking ring. And even if I did, I'd probably make a laughing stock out of myself. I barely consider myself a monk amongst our religion. So, you know, Kovalev fucking called black people monkeys twice. I mean, you understand? The world's fucked. So let's try and keep the outside world outside of our boxing universe. That's the best I can fucking suggest. That being said, we're 11 minutes in, and I only got two little things left to say to you guys. First off, sad news, the passing of Eddie Cotton. Hell of a man. Judge, referee, supervisor. He's the one that gave Mariev her IBF. He's the one that gave Shaquille his IBF. Steve Claggett. He oversaw Metzer Germain's fight. We've seen him a bunch of times in Canada. He's got all kinds of links with us. Sad news. I don't know if it's the COVID. I hope it's not the COVID that got him. I hope it's just fucking old age and he went in his sleep nice and quiet. But, yeah. Look, 6 years of a career, but he packed in a lot of fucking shit, okay? BoxRec's got fucking 29 bouts as a supervisor. He's got 4 under his belt as a judge. He was just getting started as a judge. And as a referee, fuck. Go back here. As a referee, he goes back to 1992. He's got 6 pages on BoxRec, man. Hopefully when boxing starts up, we don't forget you and you get your fucking bells. Hall of Fame should do you right. Hopefully we have some sort of Hall of Fame this summer. Condolences to his family. The boxing world mourns you. Alright, so last news. Obviously, you know, I got my eye on the WWE because, I mean, what the fuck? If anyone brings back boxing, it'll be because of that crazy fucking gray-haired motherfucker. So, Vince got wrestling as an essential service in Florida. So everyone assumed, oh great, he's gonna just go back to taping his episodes. Nope, motherfucker doubled down and is now going live. So tomorrow night, Monday night, will be live. Live where and doing what, I'm not entirely sure. But the point is, he's going live. And the reason he's going live, a lot of people are assuming he's just trying to be a fucking crazy asshole. The reality is he has TV deals in place with TBS and fucking Fox and I don't know who else. And if he reneges, he loses like 50 million, 60 million, another 50 million here. It's bad news. So he has to go live. He's promised in their contract to only give them X amount of recorded episodes. So if he wouldn't have came through going live this week, he would have been in breach of that contract, and then he probably wouldn't have had a TV deal, or they would try to renegotiate with him, which he wasn't having. So they let go over 300 employees and shut down renovations on this other building they were going to build and other things they had going on. Basically put up the XFL for bankruptcy. But the WWE is showing strong numbers anyway. So that being said, wrestling is still alive. He's going live because he has to. Now, this brings me to my last point. If it's recorded, it's plausible, I think, that we could possibly do something in the near future. Once things calm down, I think, you know, if you bang out 3-4 fights a day, you space them out a couple hours in between each other to clean everything and fucking disinfect everything, and you just film everything, you can have content for, you know, a whole month. And it could all be driving distance opponents, and I'll bring it up again. The judges, the regie. Most of these guys are elderly. Okay, we're not going to hide the fact that the guys with the blue jackets that make all the fucking judging and referees and all the core components of a professional fight, yeah, they're all elderly. So, in order to avoid them getting sick, and in order to have all fucking 14 of them, because sometimes there's fucking bunch of them show up, instead of having them all show up, only have a few select, and then the rest can do their work from home. If we set them up with their own cameras and their own viewers, and they can watch their own feed, different from the pay feed, I think it'd be good. I think if, you know, other sports have instant replay, this could be the time we fucking install instant replay. Okay, no more bad decisions, no more shitty fucking headbutt calls, or low blows that weren't low blows, or low blows that went fucking counted as a knockdown. You know, all the weird hinky stuff can kind of get rooted out if we have a little more control. If the judge has a chance to look at highlights in between the round before putting down his scorecard. Now, I do realize highlights should only be used for knockdowns and situations where there's like a messed up situation. Because I'm not saying a judge should be able to fucking just pick a couple parts out of a round to make his decision on a round. What I am saying is, if there's a shitty call to be had, the likelihood of it happening is way less. I would personally love for some sort of live video feed. Now, this week, Eye the Tiger and Yvon Michel both put out statements. Yvon Michel doesn't seem to be in any rush, doesn't want to know. He's like, we're just going to take things very cautiously, and I don't think we're going to get back for another few months. However, Camilla Stefan's more of the positive note, I guess, and he's saying, if things lighten up, maybe we could do something at, with a skeleton crew. So, I guess all my crazy ranting and raving isn't alone. I guess I'm not alone with the giant ideas. I am hopefully gonna be able to watch some fucking boxing in the next month. Listen, the truth is this quarantine isn't affecting me that much. I'm a little worried about my dad, but other than that, yeah, this is quarantine. I've been living quarantine since I lost all my money in 2008. So, this shit to me is nothing. I can go days without seeing people and I'm cool. But I need boxing. And after having talked to a bunch of boxers this week and doing interviews, I can tell you they need boxing too. Really tough one right now, guys. Hopefully things lighten up in the near future. That's it for me this week. If you got any questions or comments, don't be shy. Leave them. I'll get to them eventually. This will be on YouTube and Instagram at a later date. Share the fucking thing. That would be nice. And I also want to point out that those interviews I'm doing, I'm calling them fighter faves because I asked the fighters their favorite things. It's some of my favorite fighters. I've got about 8 of them done right now. I want to bang out a few more before I start dropping them. That way I can try and drop them regularly. Just checking in with the fighters on quarantine. That's it. Let me know what you think. See you guys next week.